Versatile Mage. Chapter 467. The Inescapable Dangerous River. Zinxia's psychic spell could only last for another 2 kilometers, yet they still had another 3 to 4 kilometers to go. Didn't that mean they would eventually be surrounded by the white sand giants? Ling frowned, as she did not expect the path they were taking was straying away from a straight line. The situation suddenly became extremely tricky. Should we just rush out from this place for the last 1 or 2 kilometers? We should be safe if we reach the banks. 1 or 2 kilometers won't take us much time if we run at full speed, said Zhang Xiaohu. Mo Fan slapped the back of Zhang Xiaohu's head and scolded him. Did you forget what happened just a short time ago? The white sand giants line up like an impenetrable wall. It's like a sand fortress. That's true. It's not realistic to try and barge our way out. We should come up with a plan, said Zhao Manyan. This drifting sand river does not have unlimited demon beasts. It's just that those within a few kilometers will gather rapidly when someone is trespassing into their territory. That means, if we could somehow bait them somewhere else, we can proceed without the psychic element, pacify spell for some distance. The problem is, how can we lure them away? Don't tell me we're simply throwing some bloody organs far away like what Ling did. I don't think these white sand giants are that stupid, spoke up Chen Yi. After discussion, the group came up with a plan. They would send someone fast with high evasion away from the team to wake all the white sand demons within a few kilometers, and after the demon beasts were a certain distance away, they would find a way to regroup with that person. However, the plan was extremely dangerous. The person away from the team would not even have the chance to escape from the surround and would die a horrible death to the demon beasts. The group could not think of a better plan. They did not stop moving, as Zinxia's energy was still being expended. The party had traveled another kilometer. Without a better plan, they had no choice but to let Zhang Xiaohu take the risk. I think it's not feasible to only let a single person be the bait. The guy is dead for sure. Since we're going to wake up all the white sand demons within a few kilometers, we might as well spread them apart. We won't stand a chance if they gather together, but if we could split them up by letting someone quick kite them around, and someone with high defense to keep them occupied for some time, and those with high damage can eliminate the white sand demons as quickly as possible to clear a path. Sister Zinxia's psychic spell can hold some of them off, too. That way, we'll conserve more of her energy, said Ling. Everyone nodded when they heard the proposal from the party's brain. Instead of placing someone's life in danger as the bait, they preferred to face the situation as a whole by utilizing the party's strength. It would be easier for everyone to deal with the white sand demons once the demons were split up, but everyone had their specific role in the plan, and not the slightest mistake could be allowed. If someone died or made a wrong move, the others would most likely suffer the same fate. Everyone could only take on a limited number of white sand giants at a time. In fact, the number of white sand giants assigned to each member of the party had already exceeded their limit. Either way, the plan was the most achievable one they could think of. The closer they stayed together, the more white sand giants were going to appear. Their white sand sabers were too powerful to defend against unless they were all defensive magicians. I'll be heading off then. Please keep an eye on the time. If not, once I wake all the white sand giants up, it's my corpse that you'll be retrieving, said Zhang Xiaohu nervously, his forehead covered in sweat while standing at the edge of the party. Zhao Manyan replied sternly, don't you worry. If that's what happens, we won't have the guts to retrieve your corpse, either. Zhang Xiaohu secretly gave Zhao Manyan the middle finger. Everyone, head to your spots. The white sand giants in this area are still being pacified, so you can still move around freely. It will be too late once the effect wears out, Ling reminded them. Zinxia was trying to earn more time for the party. She raised her hand high up in the air, and when she placed it down, it was the signal that her psychic spell's effect had worn out. At that time, everyone would have to focus on fighting the white sand giants. The team was split up into 5 groups. Zhang Xiaohe was the furthest away from the rest of the party. Zhao Manyan was around 500 meters away, while Mo Fan was in the opposite direction from him, around 700 meters from Xingxia. As for Chen Yi, she was standing in the direction the party was moving, with Mo Fan's swift star wolf. Xingxia and Lingeling were right in the middle of everyone. With the psychic element, Xingxia was able to hold a large area of the white sand giants off. If anyone from the team could no longer hold the ground, they could move closer to her to guarantee their safety, but it would increase Xingxia's burden. I shouldn't have come in such a rush. If I waited until I've got the armor from Huo Tuo, it would be a lot easier to fight these white sand giants, mumbled Mo Fan, walking across the white sand. Everyone within a few hundred meters was filled with the white sand. It seemed to be clean and elegant, yet when he thought of the countless corpses lying under the ground, and the white sand giants that could appear at any second and kill without hesitation, he could feel his hair standing on end. Mo Fan glanced into the distance, where Zhang Xiaohe was standing. The guy was like a criminal standing on the execution ground waiting for his death, extremely nervous. After all, they had only come up with the plan. They had no idea if it would work. Everyone shifted the gazes toward the center, where Xingxia was standing. As Xingxia slowly lowered her hand, they could feel their hearts tightening. Their breathing slowed down, as they could feel a spasm in their legs, yet it was only the touch of the sand drifting in the wind. The sun was hanging on the horizon, its last hint of calming rays withdrawing into the darkness. Meanwhile, Xingxia's pale and skinny right hand dropped to her side. Like a goddess of light who had abandoned the land, handing it over to be ruled by evil and slaughter, no one knew what was going to happen next. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.